Hi, and welcome back to Poltergeist Board Games. Today I am going to go over my top 5 games of Q1 2025. That's right, we are into the second quarter now. It's hard to believe that we're already into April. So a quarter of the way through the year, and I will show you, these are not necessarily games that were came out in 2025, but games that I've played in 2025 that are in my top 5 for this year. All right, so where do we begin? We begin with number 5. Number 5 is Compass Games Golden Age of Piracy 1718. This is a solitaire game where you are a pirate. You go out and you basically plunder and go after ships and try to steal their gold. If you're brazen enough, you can try to attack towns. It's very similar to the Sid Meier's Pirates game. So if you played that, that's a very exciting and fun game. But this is a lot of fun to play. It features dry erase boards, which is cool because you can just keep track of your stuff and then erase it, and write it down on the log sheet for your missions that you do. But anyways, this is by Joe Carter, and it is produced by Compass Games. Solitaire game, Golden Age of Piracy 1718, number 5. Number 4 is kind of a two-parter. So first part is 85. It's a squad battles game, Afghanistan Graveyard of Empires, and this is a cool game. It's got like kind of tiles that you can place to put over terrain, and it has different vehicles. You see the Hind helicopter here. There's it's the Soviets versus the Afghanistan and the Mujahideen. But it is by Flying Pig Games and designed by Mark Walker. Here's the back cover. But it's got nice components. The counters the vehicle counters are really big, and the other counters are of good size. Very well-made game. A lot of fun to play, different aspects. And then they made a solo module called Alone in the Mountains. And it's also card-based, so you use the cards to determine kind of like the actions and things like that. But a very cool game. Here's a bigger picture. You can see some of the terrain and stuff like that. So that was number 4. Very cool game. Number 3 is by our good friend Thomas Van Hare, Game of Drones. This is an awesome game to play. It's a very historic game because it's historically accurate up to October of 2024, and features flying drones into Russian, targets, vehicles, or other Russian drone teams, things like that. Also features outstanding components by Blue Panther Games that has the laser cut chipboard pieces, which are superior. And then it also features a canvas map, which I absolutely love canvas maps. And it's also co-designed by Joe Big Mac McDonald, who is over there fighting for Ukraine as a British soldier. And he has a drone team. So, and proceeds from this game go to that fight and their use of equipment. It's a solitaire game and a lot of fun to play. All right, number two. Number two just came out like a month ago, and it is The Pursuit of John Wilkes Booth. This is also made by Blue Panther Games, and it is designed by Wes Crawford and Ryan Heilman. They are of Wharf Rat Games. So this is a really cool historic game that also features the chipboard pieces and canvas maps. The cool thing about this game is that it can played three different ways. You can play it solo, where you're trying to track down John Wilkes Booth. It can played cooperatively, where you team up with someone and you're detectives, both trying to find John Booth. Then you can play as John Wilkes Booth and have someone try to track you. So that's kind of a neat twist. It's card-based, a lot of cards. The cards are super cool because they have historical pictures on them and historical flavor text on them. And then it also features a canvas map, which I think are outstanding. The art is very, very well done as well. So here is the back of that one. But it's a very, very cool game. And my number one game of 2025 is Purple Haze. This is by Phalanx Games, and it is designed by, can't remember who, it is designed by Bernard Grzybowski. Not to be confused with The Big Lebowski. So, Purple Haze. This is an awesome game. It is 1 to 4 players, and it's very immersive. You can see the back cover there. It is kind of like a choose-your-own-adventure game, and you make these decisions, and then you are kind of like you have to deal with the consequences of your decisions. So sometimes, you make the right decision, sometimes you make the wrong decision, but it's a fun game because you're going to see, there's a lot of replayability in it because there's different paths to go. Then there's so many different types of people that you can select. You select player cards and you match them up, kind of by their abilities. And there's a lot of those cards to choose from. There's a lot of weapons to choose from that you can equip your team with. And it's a fun game. And like I said, it's very immersive. There's 9 missions that you can do. And those missions take you through from recon to, search and destroy. It's all kinds of stuff. And then they have neat, you can level up your employee you can level up your soldiers, and, get better skills and traits. It has a unique test system so that when you are rolling to pass a test, you have to roll certain dice and they have to match up. There's white dice there called strike dice, and then there's purple dice, which are focus dice, and then there's yellow dice, which are critical dice. And those match up, and there's all kinds of different combinations for different types of damage that you can do. And then the enemy does, they're kind of like a chip pull. You pull a marker out to determine their tactics and what they're gonna do on their turn. But it's a really cool game. I highly recommend this game to anyone. There's also expansions for it. One I know is called Tunnel Rats, which deals with obviously the tunnel rats. So that would be a cool thing to get. So Those are my top 5 games of Q1 for 2025. I will put the links in the video for my reviews of these games if I've done one. And so, you know, if you haven't seen my unboxings and my reviews, I'd recommend you check them out. You can see the components, you can see a little bit of gameplay, and you can see what I said about the game in further review. So I thank you so much for your time. Thank you for listening and watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.